How's it going? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Build series. I'm Kevin Kenny, and our guests today have a brand new album coming out. I am so excited to both listen to this August when it drops and also talk about today live in the studio. Please let's give a warm welcome to the gentlemen of Honne.
Hello.
Hello, thank you.
I like that you guys came with gifts. You came with some buddies. You came with some baggage over here.
We did, this stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
This is all giveaway stuff. We're giving this away at the end.
We're going to raffle that off in just a few moments. No. But no, it's
Can
actually...
we enter the raffle as well? We really need it.
Yeah, you might need to, right? Have to cancel tour or something. But this is actually for good reason. You're going to be nice enough and perform in just a little bit.
We are, yeah. We're going to play some new songs from the record. And maybe chuck in a couple of cheeky old ones as well.
Golden oldies.
Yeah.
How much of the new record that we'll get in August, and we have the beautiful artwork for right here, and we'll talk about more, but how much of the new record have you actually played live?
We've already put out 6 songs. 2 are out as well tomorrow. We've played
most of them, I think.
Yeah. It's really scary. And it's scary as well because some of them we've played no one's ever heard. So it's kind of like a good opportunity to see if those songs are any good and whether we should have put them on the album or not. But too late. So
This has been quite the journey to this record. You guys are sort of self-admittedly perfectionists when it comes to your art. I've actually heard you say in regards to the last project that you finished it and it felt like you had so much more inside of you, so much more music to let out. I was curious, before we get to the new stuff, did that leave you feeling unsatisfied, or is that just you guys sort of endlessly trying to perfect the craft?
Yeah, I'd say we're always kind of striving for more. It's probably a bad way to live your life. Yeah. But I don't know. I guess like anyone, you do one thing and then move on to the next, maybe. And we're extremely proud of Warm on a Cold Night, our first album. But yeah, we knew we had more to give.
Yeah, and straight away you start thinking, you start getting influenced by other music and we were traveling a lot and just things you see and hear, and you just think, I really want to, particularly for us with this album, it was want to put bigger drums, more hip hop, drum-led music, and so that was the first thing that we went back and did, wasn't it?
Well, the drums are something we can probably sort of tell people watching right now at home and also here that are looking forward to checking out the record. The drums are going to probably sound different on this record, right? Because we went from 808s to samples?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, you're very knowledgeable. Well
done.
Yeah, exactly. So we, for the first record, we had this palette of sounds. We had the 808 drum kit, and then we had the Prophet and my voice, and that was pretty much the basis of the first record. And we sat down before we started writing for the next album, and we thought, right, what can change? So my vocal is not going to change. That's always going to stay the same. So we thought we could afford to experiment a bit more musically to change up the album, and that's what we did.
And did it give it more of a consistent sound?
I think what we try and do is we want every album to sound like that album, but not like the last one or the one that's going to come next.
Totally.
So we change loads of stuff up, but I think it's always surprising. I think we realize more and more that you can actually change quite a lot, and people are accepting of more change. Something that seems quite outrageous to us, people are just that's nice.
Yeah.
And they're fine with it. Yeah. But so whenever we're dropping songs every month, and every time we're just oh, here we go, what's it going to be like? And then it's always positive, which is really nice.
Totally. And I love that we start this conversation about the new album on the subject of drums and the drums on the album, because I know a huge influence on this album is the genre of hip-hop, which is, kind of a huge characteristic of that genre. A leading characteristic are drums, of course. So how did hip-hop, influence Love Me, Love Me Not?
It's just stuff that we've been listening to over the last couple of years, and also playing in America, we played Austin City Limits, and we were on the same. I don't know how we ended up on the same stage, but Kendrick Lamar headlined, who we're huge fans of, and there's so much music that we listen to that gradually kind of just seeps into what you do, and I think we're fans of, well, we do the production ourselves, and we're fans of like finding out what other people have done and how have they made that sound. Or
Yeah, like one of the, so we have collaborated as well with other artists and instrumentalists and producers and various people that we're like big fans of for this album. And yeah, like it's amazing. One of the best things you can do, and mix engineers, like, is go in for a session and just like sit and have a chat. And people are like, and we're the same, like everyone wants to share. No one's kind of like, no, this is my thing. No one can know how I make this kick drum sound big. So yeah, that's like one of the best things you can do, I think, as an artist, is not think that you know it all and go in and have a chat with someone and just see what everyone else is doing.
Yeah. Speaking of collaborations and working with people on the album, do I have this right that you worked with somebody that worked on Drake's Passion Fruit? Is that true? Okay.
Right, yeah.
Who's that?
His name is Nana Rogues. So he's a UK producer.
Yeah, he wrote all the music for that.
Wow.
And then Drake just did his
And that's
thing
one of the
on top
best
it.
songs off More Life.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
sick, isn't it?
Yeah, it's awesome. So I think he was really shocked. Like, it was a shock to him. I think he had just like a folder of beats.
Yeah.
And
It took a year, didn't it?
I think so, yeah. Suddenly just got an email saying, can you forward me like your, I
Send
don't
a
know,
WAV or something.
yeah, and your bank details, and like, I don't know. That was it.
That's awesome. Speaking of inspirations on the record, something that I just heard, and I wanted to see if it was just me or if it actually had some basis to it, is one of my favorite songs that you've already released is 306. I was telling you in the back, I was listening to the whole way here, and it reminds me of Nikes from Frank Ocean.
I really, yeah.
And because I love
the,
that
like,
vocal
voice at the
effect, that
start.
pitched
Yeah,
up, you know? So are you guys Frank Ocean fans at all, or was that...
Yeah,
Yeah, of
huge.
course. I hadn't actually thought about that until someone else commented online saying, this sounds a bit like Nike, like the vocal sounds a bit...
I love it, though. It's great.
Yeah, it's nice for like me as a vocalist to be able to experiment, and also I'm kind of tired of hearing the same vocal like sound
Yeah.
the whole way through the album. So it was nice to like pitch stuff up, and there's a couple of tunes where we have auto tune, like use it as an effect rather than like like tuning the vocal.
Yeah.
Right.
And we often like get some additional BVs or a gospel choir and that kind of stuff as well, just to keep it all
Nice.
fresh.
I think this came from you guys. It could have been an article written about the record, but essentially it was saying that heading into this project, it was kind of looked at by you guys as a blank slate. So if you were to think, a little bit of an analogy here, but if you were to think of this as a meal, as a dinner, as a dish, and you have this blank slate before you head into the project, what's the first ingredient, looking back now, that you guys reached for to make this this meal we're going to get in August?
Rice.
Right.
No, I would definitely say drums.
Drums.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, he says drums. What would you say?
You don't understand the question.
I thought you were talking about. I thought the answer was rice.
What was square one when making this record? This blank slate you guys have. You're heading into a new era, a new season.
Yeah, maybe
What's the first thing?
maybe drums. I think for me, it was like coming up with sounds.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That people. I love it when you hear a sound on a record that you don't know how they've made that sound. It's like, how is that possible?
Yeah.
What instrument is that? I don't know. So we spent quite a lot of time trying to make that happen. So there's like a song that's out tomorrow as well called Forget Me Not. There's like a sound at the start of that which is I can't remember what it is.
It's like a synth part. We made it with this jazz pianist guy called Ruben, and he played it, and then we pitched it up, and then reversed it, and then chopped it up so it was in the right order again.
Wow.
And it's just stuff like that. It's like, this is really strange, but
Do you ever find it difficult or a challenge to replicate sort of the magic that you're able to achieve in the studio at your live shows? And I know this is a totally different kind of music, but Johnny Resnick of the Goo Goo Dolls. Did you ever listen to Goo Goo Dolls?
Yeah.
They're going on this big 20-year anniversary tour of this record they had in '98 called Dizzy Up the Girl. And not to tell a long story, but a challenge that he's going through right now is replicating some of these guitar sounds that took so long in the studio to make. Like, how do you deliver that to the fans live that are going to want the record live? So what's that process like for you guys?
if he's listening now, he needs to get a Kemper.
He does.
Yeah, they're a guitar. It's like a guitar amp modeling thing. and it's like completely changed our lives. Yeah. Because otherwise you have to have so many pedals with you everywhere you go. But this is just like a thing, and
I'm sure he already knows about.
he's probably using it right. He's like, oh, come on.
But yeah, it is a challenge, and like this is just a stripped back thing. But when we play live, we have a full band, drummer, bassist, backing vocalist. So yeah, we just spend a lot of time in the rehearsal rooms, kind of almost rearranging the songs, like not in terms of their structure, but just in terms of the parts that are played and how we can best. Like it's not 100% the same. Like people come to our shows and say that was different, but I think it's better for it.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah.
I want to explore this theme. Seemingly, there's this theme that I find from this record rollout of duality. You know, even from the title, right? Love me not. This release strategy, which is so cool, of 2 songs. Every release is 2 songs. Where was that born out of? Is that something that came out of your personal life, where you had a lot of? You know, I've even heard you guys say in the past recently where you're like, well, this record's daytime and last record's nighttime. So there's this constant theme, it seems, of duality. Where's that come from?
And even like our band name. So Hon, or the Japanese word would be Honne. There's another side, that means true feelings, and there's another side to that, which is tatamai, which means like what you show in public. Right. So honne is what you truly believe and keep to yourself or share with your closest companions. And then tatamai is what you show to other people. I think this album, we really wanted to show like the highs and lows that everyone goes through and that we go through. Like touring is amazing, but you miss the people back home, like family and loved ones, like all that side, all that kind of thing. And it came, the whole concept of it came with a song that's out tomorrow called "Forget Me Not" that we mentioned earlier with the reverse keyboard thing. And Andy came up with a line, which is right at the beginning, which is "She loves me not, she loves me not," like the Is it a thing in America as well?
Yeah. I was gonna say, was he plucking a flower as he?
I mean, I didn't come up with that line, as in
you came up.
It. He invented
the original.
I invented the game. But yeah, so that's where it kind of that was the last song to write for the album, and the whole concept kind of came at that point.
Yeah, and every month we release a Love Me and a Love Me Not.
Right.
Yeah, so that's what the little Unicodes are.
Oh, that's
you have a look?
Yeah. I actually wanted to ask you in the back. I was like, how do I type that? Because I see it in Spotify and whatever. But, you know, it's a common thing that happens in the recording process where very early on in the early stages of an album, you'll be writing music and you're like, wow, you know, these sad songs sound so great, but, you know, I just feel like we have more of this happy stuff. And then you wind up, you know, songs don't make the album, and you know how this goes. So was there a song, or were there a pair of songs during this process where you realized, you know what, we can't have this all one way? It has to be this album that explores things like duality, that explores pairings, and it's going to be, you know, even parts, because both are so strong.
Yeah, so there's songs that we've written as the course of writing this album that we still think are really, really great and hope will see the light of day, but we just haven't put them on because it didn't fit.
Can't have too many Love Me's or Love Me Not.
Yeah, exactly. So I think like with the first album, we wrote a whole bunch of songs, and we're like, okay, well this one's really good and that one's really good, and we just like put it into a pot and hope for the best. Really creative.
Perfectionists that we are, yeah.
Yeah. But this album we were like, right, we're starting from fresh, like a blank canvas, and let's write an album. Let's make something that flows really well and will make sense together.
Totally.
Yeah.
A bit off topic, but I have to ask you this because I have to figure out this connection. But you guys are friendly with BTS. So where does this come from? I heard you say this in an interview recently, and I was like, do they mean the BTS that I know?
Yeah. Have you interviewed them?
Yeah, plenty of times. I'm very familiar with the ARMY. I don't know if you know about the BTS ARMY, but I've
who are now like starting to follow us.
Yeah,
gradually.
we got like the Honne Army now.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet. It's like a family with them. It's absolutely crazy. I've been at award shows with them, and they've come and done press stops here in New York. But it's funny because they're obviously getting bigger. They just recently had the born album in the country. But
Yeah.
when I hear other people say it, it's kind of like a friend from home or something, where I'm like, wait a minute, is that the same BTS? So yeah, how did this happen?
I'm not sure what the first sort of initial
I
thing
think it was like a tweet or something.
Yeah, but I guess maybe it was for Warm on a Cold Night. Rat Monster, who's like their band leader, well, he posted about it, but from BTS's, I think he runs their Twitter.
I feel like he might.
Yeah, so he posted about it, and we're like, who is this? I had no idea, but they've had 4 million followers. So okay, it's a big deal. But then when we played in Seoul, he came and watched the show, and we met him afterwards. Yeah, and like we've just kept in touch and speak to him every so often, and like we're hoping
We're like
to,
pen pals now.
Yeah, we are. But yeah, he's such a nice guy, and yeah, still speaking, and hopefully we'll do something.
Similar taste in music? Do you guys kind of bond over music, you and RM?
Yeah,
I
he
think so.
definitely. You just got to like see who he follows on Twitter. It's just like a list of loads of really great people.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what's
it's nice
the
that
status
he
on
cares about us.
Yeah.
What's the status on working together potentially? Are you guys talking to RM about it, or?
We can't tell you, but it might
happen.
have already happened, or it might happen.
Okay, already
Yeah.
might have happened. I like that. I think that's saying enough. Well, we have these wonderful fans in attendance today, and I'd love to get to a few of their questions. And the
Yeah.
first is going to
Hello
come from
there.
over here.
Thank you for being here. I was wondering if it's easy or difficult to name each song.
That is one of the hardest parts, I'd say. Like because it's you quite often just call a song the most memorable part of it,
Yeah.
which I'm a kind of a fan of, but also not a fan of at all.
I'm probably more a fan of it than Andy is. It's like an ongoing debate, probably.
Yeah, I'm like try to come up with something interesting.
And I want to keep it boring. No, the reason why I do that is because I want, if somebody hears it, you're just in a shop or something and you're like, what is that song? And you want to be able to find, you just think of the lyric, don't you? And I've done it before, and you, like, why can't I find this online? I'm typing in the chorus lyric and it's not there. So that's why I go for the boring thing. But it's better to be creative, isn't it, probably?
Who knows?
And
I
then
think you
a
could do
lifelong
anything.
debate.
Yeah.
I was going to say, we're witnessing this debate you're alluding to
Yeah.
right
We're
now.
about to have
which
a
is-
fight.
Yeah, guys, can you leave so we can just continue this argument?
Have you guys ever been in a situation where you wanted to name a song something and didn't realize there was actually already a famous song?
Do you know what song this is?
No, is this
Oh,
a real
right.
thing that happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
we
my!
have a
I don't.
song-
No. That wasn't like a tee up or anything. Seriously.
Yeah, I know what you're doing. No, there's a song called Just Dance that was called, which is already a song, but it was called Let's Dance.
Yeah, we called it Let's Dance First,
Yeah.
which is already a song, David Bowie. So we called it Just Dance, which is even worse. Well, I don't know. Maybe there's a load of Lady Gaga fans here, but yeah, it was a Lady Gaga song.
Right on.
But we didn't want to like have loads of David Bowie fans getting angry with us, so we thought,
Yeah.
we'll take the Lady Gaga.
We'll
thing.
take the little monsters as opposed to whatever. That's great. We have time for one or two more.
Hello.
Hi. I wanted to know, since you're now aware of who BTS is, would you ever consider collaborating with them?
Yeah, well, it's on the cards. We talk to them not on a daily basis. That's
kind of at the moment.
what is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed, because yeah, we're big fans now, and yeah, they're great.
You're going to be asked about
Yeah.
BTS in every interview from now on.
I know,
I
yeah.
know.
I mean, every day because they follow us on Twitter.
Yeah.
So every day we get followers and people saying, "Oh my God, you're being followed by BTS. Like,
Yeah.
who are you? I just found
There's
out about you."
there's a picture that Rat Monster took like backstage at our gig with us, and it still like just seems to get a crazy number of likes a day. I think their fans are like growing unbelievably fast, and they're just coming to the page every day, aren't
Mm.
they? Yeah.
We have time for
Very
one
good.
final question. It'll come from right over here.
Hello, sir.
Hello there.
Hey, how are you? Since your name is a Japanese word, do you listen to Japanese music, or did you study Japanese, and have you performed in Japan at all?
So yes, we have performed in Japan a couple of times. It's great. Very interesting, cool place. I've only listened. Well, we listened to a couple now of like Japanese artists, But
Yeah.
one of my, I've listened to a band called Asakusa Jinta, who I'm sure no one will ever know.
Here, but people probably do that.
Yeah, they're really good. They're like a kind of traditional brass band, but punk as well. I don't know. It's like a yeah. It's my friend. So someone I met whilst I was in Japan. He's in a band.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you should check them out. They're really good.
There's some great pop music. The name's escaping me right now,
Thank
but
you.
there's a Japanese pop artist that we got to talk about in the back before you guys leave. That's really exciting, but it's kind of like a nothing story. But I have it. My point is that I have it on my phone, but my phone's just not out here. But yeah, point is there's a lot of exciting music coming out of Japan these days.
Yeah.
In all genres, really. But all right, so I'm going to get out of your guys' way. You're going to be nice enough to get set up and play us a few songs. But the most important part that I do want to end on is when people can stream this album, buy the album, pick it up. It's August 24th?
Correct.
Nice. I had a hunch. Love Me Not, the new record. I can't wait for everyone to hear it. And again, tomorrow, if you're watching this live on Thursday, tomorrow on New Music Friday, we'll be getting 2 new songs, it sounds like, from you guys.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we should probably add that we're coming back to the US on a world tour at the beginning of September until like mid-October. So
Yeah, I think October 8th.
That's
is,
awesome.
Yeah, Brooklyn still.
No way. That's a great venue.
Yeah, we've heard.
So you said September for the US tour?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So it'll be right after this comes out. I love that when that kind of lines up like that.
Yeah.
Plan comes together, guys. All right, thank you so much for stopping by. Guys, one more round of applause for Honne.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.